And I'm a little bit confused.
What's a Bitcoin worth today?
Can you launder dirty money through Bitcoin?
How much is a beer at Murphy's right now in Bitcoin?
And that's actually a serious question.
Why would anybody adopt and trust your fiat currency?
We have lots of questions. Let's go back over there.
Good evening and welcome to Science Cafe, New Hampshire.
So let's start off with the first question, which is kind of the obvious one. What is that Bitcoin thing I've heard about?
Hi, I would say that Bitcoin is essentially like cash.
I think that Bitcoin can do for finance what the internet did for communication.
I think Bitcoin is the first time somebody actually engineered the best money they could possibly imagine.
And something of a mystery, truthfully.
There's no Bitcoin corporation. Nobody's the owner. It's like, just like how nobody's the owner of email.
Any currency is only worth what people think it's worth. Why is there a physical Bitcoin?
Bitcoins are not actually physical. The way that it works is that you need to basically have a secret key in order to be able to spend the Bitcoin.
So I'm going to pass this one around. It is already spent. I'll let you guys know. So I hope that I get it back.
How do you get a Bitcoin? How do you get your first Bitcoin?
You can buy coins for cash.
So there's two main Bitcoin ATM companies I know of. I think there's a third, but I can't remember the name. If you have Bitcoin, you can put them on an exchange online and sell them for USD and then withdraw the USD to your bank account. What I do is I have Bitcoins stored in a client on my phone.
Can someone explain how Bitcoins are mined or created and what encryption has to do with all that?
And the answer that basically is what created Bitcoin. You essentially prove that you exist based on processing power. The Bitcoin network is secured by essentially a blockchain.
The distributed public ledger that is the blockchain has been called the NSA's wet dream because it has all the information of every single transaction that's taken place.
Why the heck would any business want to take Bitcoins? What's the advantage of them doing it?
There's essentially zero chance of fraud. Chargebacks are impossible on Bitcoin. There are several places that accept Bitcoin. You can look on coinmap.org, which is actually a world map of businesses that have been listed there as accepting Bitcoin.
From the economist's point of view, the idea of money, a medium of exchange that has no governmental or institutional backing, does that make sense? I mean, that's what seems radically different about it.
Much harder to imagine in the modern world if this currency really gains traction, any government really being comfortable with it.
There have been other attempts at digital money before Bitcoin. One of them, for example, was DigiCash by Nick Szabo.
The reality is that there's still a number of ways in which nefarious individuals with some sophistication have been able to steal Bitcoins from various places.
The solution that the pseudonymous creator of Bitcoin, Satoshi Nakamoto, came up with, his insight was that, well, the only way that you can be sure that somebody didn't double spend Bitcoins is if you know every transaction that's taken place.
Bitcoin has the allure that, well, a lot of really, really, really smart people thought this up and thought up this whole scheme.
Let me actually step back from the geek cliff for a minute here. And how is Bitcoin different from the reason you and I accept this green piece of paper?
I would say it's the world's first engineered sound money. So sound money is like gold and silver. It's money that an arbitrary entity cannot inflate to infinity, right? Something that's naturally limited. And I think Bitcoin is the first time somebody actually engineered the best money they could possibly imagine.